I'm making a more comprehensive video, but I just wanted to upload this one really quick to show you guys what I'm up to. So it's 412,000 miles. So, you know, there's oil in the tubes and stuff, and I don't know how good the turbo is or not, but right now I don't really have a lot of options. I'm going to have to roll with what I got. In fact, I'm probably going to be pulling the pedestal and just welding the EBPV or tapping it and plugging it. So anyway, I'll catch you guys with the long video. So it's definitely thicker cardboard than the other box for sure. Okay. So the reason I didn't start tearing the truck apart was because if there's any problem with this thing, or there's any parts missing, I've now got a truck that can't do anything. And so we have 1 O-ring, 2 O-rings, 3, 4 O-rings. I believe everything is here. These are going to be the pedestal bolts, and then some of them will be for the turbo housing. And here's the pedestal itself. They actually did a better job at packaging this, because some people were complaining that this thing was floating around with the other thing dinging it up. And so the issue, yeah, this is a no-go. God damn, man, these fucking dumb motherfuckers. You see these dings in this thing? There's a bunch of dings. This is fucking horrible. So this area right here, I don't know how critical these areas are for sealing the thing, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want to pull this turbo and have it fucking leak because there's a fucking ding in this thing, and I shouldn't have to file that. We get it's just really, really shit poor. Here's another area you got to be concerned of. It doesn't look too bad, but this is not good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what it's going to take to return it. If they, we know this part's not going to fit right. That thing is really dinged up. We're going to see what the return policy is going to be on this thing, because if they want me to take it to the next town over, I don't want to do that. So this one actually looks pretty good. And I may not even use this part. So some people had mentioned you got to drill out some of the holes to make them fit on the turbo. When my neighbor did one a while ago, I don't even think he even changed it because he was having trouble with it. But this is not good. The pedestal sucks. So I'm going to look at just trying to get a replacement sent to me. That's what I'm going to do for now. So this here, this is why I didn't start tearing the truck apart, because I don't want to do it twice. It's a big job. It's a pain in the ass. So let's get that back in there. It's probably one that somebody else returned as well, because I noticed this company is cheaper than everybody else by $20-something. But that's not good. This is where the turbo meets and seals up, and if we go ahead and see how we set it down, real careful. It doesn't take a lot to ding up aluminum. But let's just see. I'm going to mock this up kind of for a second. Okay. And we don't even know if the other stuff's even in here. So this sits in here. It's not, I don't think this part is absolutely critical. But you will have to take that high spot off of it. It may magically squish itself down. But that's not cool to have it like that. So you can see that that's actually not centered at all. So it might end up with problems. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. That definitely looks shitty inside of there. You would want to take this thing before you do anything with it. And make sure that you lubricate the threads. And blow it out with an air compressor first. Because they really didn't do a good job on this. Yeah, this is, you can see. We need to make sure there's no, like, material inside of here. But they boogered this fucking thing. Like, how do you do that? So like, somebody was talking about vice marks, but there's no fucking plug. God damn it. They didn't include the plug. Jesus. Yeah, there's no fucking plug. So you have to plug that. If it's not in the bag, then there isn't one. It is right here. Okay. So you need to put sealant on this, and you run that into the back. But if you don't put that in there, you will be sorry. And that's not going to seal on its own. It needs to have sealant of some kind on it. I don't know. You probably could put Teflon on it. Let's see. This is disappointing though, because it's like, great. Now I either have to modify it or I send it back a couple of times. The O-rings look okay, I guess. Mine is leaking out of the pedestal EBPV actuator, which would be like, I think ordinarily would be coming out the side right here. So let's see, we have these, and then there'd be probably one there. I don't know how they got it. Seems a little close there. They look like they might be drilled incorrectly. I mean, if you center these up, I mean, that would make sense, but then the other one, like, what the fuck? How could that even work? So I'm not sure if they gave me the correct O-rings, to be honest. They may have not given me any of the bottom ones. I don't know. The O-ring definitely seats pretty well on that. That's for sure. I suspect that the other one might actually be a different size. and they didn't give the correct size for it. I mean, how could that fucking be like that, right? That don't look right. I don't see how that could even work. I don't think there's any videos really on the internet on this either. But to me, I'm like, these look like they're too close. I really don't think they're... I mean, like, you literally, in order for these to fit, you'd be looking at something that looks like that. And I don't know that they would do that. But I've never had one of these off to see. I don't know. It's not good. Not good in my book. So, what do we got here? We have the 2 bolts for that, which is nice that they include those. Probably because they didn't thread them like the original ones. And then all these other bolts and that one little piece are going to go to the other housing. And then these bolts you need to reuse. I'd have probably been better off to buy the $43 one at this point. Yeah, not happy about it. I had to bust out the air gun because this is just going to take forever. So let's go ahead and put the camera up here and get it to get in here. The mosquitoes are so freaking bad, guys. I don't know if I can get in here. God dang. I'm hoping I can. I don't want to be there. Alright, I think that's it. Yeah, I gotta, dude, don't lose my socket back here. Okay. My torque compressor. This is why I don't use air tools too much at home. Okay. These look nice, don't they? Let me see if I can get the other one. Alright. We got the bolts out of the turbo. And now we got to pull the clip on the EBPV. I forgot about that. That's okay. Alright, so I've mostly got it. Now my next problem is I'm going to get the turbo up out of there. I'm just going to whack it with a hammer. A dead blow. Seen it move. Okay, and let's see if we can. Yeah. Okay. So I just got to get it to come up, and the EBP valve is like almost off, but not quite. So I'm going to get like a bigger bar. So I guess I'll have to use just my breaker bar. Because that's the only thing. And then that valve, dang, I don't even know. So the valve seems to be stuck too. So this is turning out to be fun, right? Like, oh, okay. No, I got that off. So we're just gonna get the turbo to come up. And the turbo isn't going to be light, so that's going to be difficult. I was really hoping I had my wonder bar in here. I don't know where it went. Okay. Problem is the turbo seems to be pretty well stuck. Like, there's not a lot. Seems to be stuck on something else. Okay. Is there like another bolt that I don't know about? I'm like, Sure feels like it. That thing does not want to come out. So we'll be back later because this is going to take a while. There's nothing else to remove, right? The pedestal. Am I missing something here? Oh shit, I forgot there's the other V-band clamp in the back. Well, I didn't even think about this. Oh shit. We got a bunch of work. So trying to get that 11mm clamp in the back. Yeah, it's way in the back there. Damn, dude, I'll be back later. All right, well, we're back in the shack. I got the turbo all the way pulled off except for the V-band clamp on the up pipe is stuck. It won't come off. So it's dark out. There's mosquitoes out there. I just go ahead and just sweating and just tired. And cut my hand up in a couple places on stupid shit. Believe it or not, the chrome on the front of the grill, like, sliced my arm up over here. I can't even turn my arm that direction. Real nasty sharp cuts. It's like, whoa! So, I didn't even know it happened until I was like just like crawling down from the thing. But anyway, we got the other turbo pedestal. So what is a $43 used, like new turbo pedestal going to look like? And is it going to be properly drilled unlike the other two? So let's find out together. As I've said before, when you open a package, because there's so many trolls out there, make sure that your address, QR codes, and all that are not visible. Okay? You do not need somebody doxing you and finding out your information and buying things in your name or, you know, any of that kind of crap. So let's get this thing open. And this one, actually, they put the label on the side, but some of these have Amazon tape, and some of them have tape. It's kind of weird. It's like, well, hey, look, they even put some packing material in here, but they, you know, you should put packing material in probably both sides of the box. You know, I'm just saying. It might be a good idea. Oh, look at this. Damn, dude. See, he's got holes in it. Look, holes. More holes. And we'll go ahead and open it here. I'm not expecting much, guys. I'm telling you this right now.
Like, I have a feeling that somebody got it and they looked at it and they said, "Oh my God, this is horrible," and they sent it back. Jesus Christ. Interesting. This is very strange. Okay, we have multiple boxes here. Okay. Damn, dude. Okay. So I think this is probably the exhaust flange. I'm not even going to open it because I'm not worried about that part. I'm hoping that everything is in here. Okay. Let's see where's the best spot to open this one. You know, and also, it's always a good idea with anything questionable with Amazon, make a video, record it, have your wife record you while you open it. Make sure that one looks better. Make sure that, you know, dude, this thing's a million times better. Wow. Okay. Oh, damn. Dude, this is way better. There's a little bit of metal in here. Just to be honest, there's some shavings. There's a little bit more of a lip right here. The holes don't look awkwardly uneven. It does, to me, look like the same casting up top and up bottom. I do believe that looks really nice right there. There's no dings in it. This is really quite nice compared to the other one. And if you look at the surface, like, I don't know why the other ones don't look this good. So we've got some like stuff down in here. I don't know what it is. It looks like it's lube. Assembly lube from when they pressed that in there. Yeah, so that's okay. Let me put the flash on. You can hopefully see. So this is JDM Speed. That's the name of the company. I would highly recommend using them instead. And our fucking hardware is in here. What they don't have is they left out the exhaust housing bolts aren't in this bag, but they're probably in the other bag. So I think everything's here. Why does it say used? I don't even get it. I don't see where anybody's attempted to use this. The plug is already installed in the back, and we definitely need to make sure that needs to be removed and put Teflon tape on it or thread sealant and put it back in there. But the casting looks a little bit different right here. And I'm going to have to check a couple of things because like there are early and late models of these. And this one looks like it could be on the short side. And if that's the case, then we cannot use it. So an early 99 would be different. But it didn't say that it was an early 99. And so let me grab the other one that we had earlier today and see. Maybe I should just grab our original one. Yeah. Okay. It does look short. God damn. I hope this is not the wrong one. Okay. So here's the other one. No, those are the same height. Okay, so there's a casting thing here, and they're like almost identical, but this got more meat on it right here. These are all more in line with each other on this one. Okay. So here's where it really matters to me. Let me see if I can put like this down here. See, that's not in the same spot. Okay. So I'm going to show you, based on my observation, that this one's probably good. This O-ring is going to sit there, and that O-ring is going to sit there. And that is a proper pedestal. So, we'll go ahead and return the other two, and we'll use this one. Or, we'll return all of them, but this is proper. You can't do that with the other one. Let me show you. They're too close. And on the truck, they're going to sit like that. You're going to have a leak. So, yeah. So, I'm so glad I ordered that one because it's $43 and I don't see any problem with it whatsoever. Now, you can see here, there's no mark on here. This one has marks on here. And also, if we look at, let's see, let's make double sure that we're like, I need to get like my caliper out or something and measure this. So let's see. It's really hard to like line them up and go, oh, yeah, they're the same, but it looks the same to me. So, yeah. But the holes are, the castings, you can tell the castings are different on these. So, you got to be really careful with these guys because they're not all the same. I thought they were. I'm like, oh, they all got to be the same, but they're not. The casting is different. It's just slightly different. So, anyway, this should work. And it's JDM Speed was the name of the company. I mean, I don't know if this is normal, because if you don't push on it, it really doesn't do that. And I think the bearings are like kind of like a wet bearing, but that seems like, I don't know. Maybe all the turbo experts will let me know. Let's see. But it feels pretty smooth otherwise. I just hate to rebuild it with Amazon parts because I've read nothing good about any of them. It doesn't, I don't see any marks to where it's like actually hit the housing. I think if it was like really bad, you'd see where it was hitting the housing. So let's see. So, and this is the, I don't know, what is it, GT38 or whatever the hell they call it. It's off of a 2001, or I'm sorry, 2002 F350. And I'm getting the house dirty, so I'm gonna get yelled at. I know. Alright, so that's what it is. Whatever it is, it's not the same as my 97. So if you know, leave a comment down below. Is that acceptable? Is that bad? Does it need to be rebuilt? Because I think that it's passing oil, but I don't really have time to fiddle with it for the moment. I'm going to figure out what to do with this, and if I can get the bolts to come loose, I'll replace it with the delete, and we're going to do the pedestal also. Oh, I'm glad I did this inside, so none of these none of them line up, and the one that would be good on the bottom doesn't line up on the turbo. The one that's bad on the bottom lines up on the top. This one might be okay, I don't know. Now that I know that these are a little bit closer, but what I have to do is go set it on the truck and see what it looks like with the O-rings and where it leaves a mark. But this one right here, you see that they have one here off to the side a little bit, and then this one's kicked over. And if you look at this one, it's over here, off to the side, straight up and down. It's like really, really close, but it looks. See how you can see they like moved that over, like they've corrected the problem, and that one's not. So this one's over more, that one's more straight with that bolt. And so because of that, you can't get the damn thing to fucking fit. I can't. So I'm gonna have to send them all back, and I've cleaned my original one, and I'm gonna have to plug it. It's pissed me off because I just wanted to put something new in there, not have to modify it. So if you look down there, you can see that one's over quite a bit. Let me see if I can just try it one more time. Now, if you want to drill out your turbo over here, you probably could make it work. I suppose if I had no choice, I would probably do it. You can see that it's over too far. So, god damn, man. This pissed me off. I got 3 of these fucking things and they're all bad. Now, you can lift it up and make it fit, but then you'll see what happens here. If you look right there, you can see the plug is not going into the turbo. So you can try and force it, but it probably won't go well. So I lifted it up. But yeah, it just doesn't want to fit. So I had so much hope for this one, I even went and sealed the damn plug in the back. So I test fitted this one on the truck, and based on, if you look really careful, you can kind of see the mark. Like I said, that one hole right there I was in doubt about. Well, it might be okay, but it's probably going to leak. And I'm not doing this twice, so I'll modify my stock one. So both of these are no good. Okay, since I can't do anything else, I had to pull this clip out. This thing was a pain in the ass because my snap ring pliers don't want to get close enough. So it was really hard to get it out. So I had to put vice grips on here to get this off. This is after I cleaned this thing in the bathtub in like a tray bin thing. So I think out she goes. So you can rebuild this part. I don't even know for sure if this was leaking on mine, to be honest. but I would think so. So, geez, I think I can weld that. It's not a lot of material there, but I also think I can tap it and plug it. So we'll see. All right, so this is going to be my solution because I tried a couple of other things. So I took whatever it is, you call it a quarter pipe thread, which is what people were recommending. And I tapped this frickin' thing, but it didn't want to play nice. So I tapped it for 13, half 13. And it was just too coarse or something. So I was like, oh, I could take one of these. And I just forced one of these in there. I took my Milwaukee and just went, and then backed it out. Took another one, and then I just went and took the wire feed welder and welded it up. And it was like, it looked perfect at first. And I'm like, it was like I dropped a dime right on it. But I'm like, damn it. I want to be absolutely sure this thing is not going to fucking leak. I don't want to deal with it again. So I got to send all the Amazon shit back. I got to put this here. I didn't want to risk trying to weld it with my TIG welder because I'm not that good at TIG welding, and that's a fairly large hole. And I'm like, shit. I mean, I will if I have to, but I've seen people do, like, they take a bolt all the way through, put a washer with an O-ring, and then, like, the same thing on both sides and clamped it. I'm like, shit. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could plug it, but we're just going to do this. And I'm going to put the other piece back in there and call it a day. Get this thing running tomorrow. And if I have a leak, I'm going to have to go and order a pedestal from KC Turbo, because I know that my friend used one of theirs before. So, but I gotta clean up a little bit of this shit. There's like some shavings. I don't want that in the motor. So we'll just let this sit overnight and deal with it in the morning. Alright, so I had to modify this. So what I did was I started to tap it with a 12-13 and it didn't work. So what I ended up doing was I forced a industrial plug in there. When I say industrial, I just mean one of the industrial fittings. And it went in real nice because it's a tapered thread plug. So those are the easiest ones to seal. A bolt usually doesn't want to seal because there's no taper to it. And I just went and got the wire feed out and just welded it up. It was looking pretty, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, that doesn't look like it's got full penetration. So I went and roasted the living crap out of it. I don't want to pull this thing out for that. So I cleaned the thing really good. And then you just got this thing. I'm going to put it in there, put a little sealant on it, shove it back in there, and be done. So with it in there, it's going to look like this. I just wanted to do that just to be extra sure, because I don't know, that thing could have been leaking. And I don't think it'll leak now. So I just got to get the C-clip back in there. You wouldn't believe it, but these little cheap ones right here worked the best to put this ring back in here. I couldn't get this one to work. It just kept snapping off, which sucks because these ones are pretty cool. But anyway, we got the ring back in there. We'll get this back on the truck, and we should be good in about an hour. I don't think it's going to take me that long to put it back together, but who knows. So we just got to get it cleaned up there, put the O-rings in there, and put the pedestal down, and then the hard part's getting that V-clamp on the back there. I might actually put the jack underneath the motor to lean the motor forward a little bit, because I think it's kind of hitting the firewall just a little bit there. So we'll try that. So anyway, I'll let you guys know when I get a little further with it, but this is my deleted pedestal. So you can You can do it however you want, but I don't recommend doing the bolt method. What I'd recommend is getting a plug, a pipe thread plug, okay? Get a brass pipe thread plug and tap this thing to whatever they call it. That's a 1/4 pipe thread, I think. I don't know what the actual diameter is because a 1/4 tap is not anywhere near that size. I wasn't paying attention when we went to tech school and we did all this taps and die crap. But it was a test that we had to do. Actually, we had to successfully do a drill and tap and all that. But I always got confused about all that stuff because the pipe thread sizes are different than the tap size threads and blah 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 and all this other bullshit. So anyway, there it is there, because the Amazon ones will not work. None of them want to work. And I'm not going to install an Amazon one and have it fail and then pull it out. Oh, all I did was I just took this thing and I just got my wire feed out, turned it up really high, welded the flap open. I'm not having any luck getting these undone, and I would love to have deleted this thing and then just filled this thing up, but I'm not going to do it. Maybe some other time. But this thing, they don't want to come out. So, yeah. We're just going to do it like that, guys. I don't really think it's going to make much of a difference. Since I can't get them off, I can't even use the flap that came with, the outlet that came with any of the kits anyways. So all the kits are going to go back. So we'll get this one on the truck. So this is basically, you could do this if you're following along. You could do all of this for free, basically, that I'm doing right here. And you delete the leaking EBPV, you delete this. You're not going to get any performance gain here, but some people claim that they did get performance by like switching to the housing, but I looked at it and it's exactly the same size. It just doesn't have this in the middle. So this will just drive like it used to, you know what I mean? So that's all I care about. I just want my truck to run. I don't really give a crap about performance. It's got 412,000 miles on it. Performance will blow this thing up. We need to keep it underpowered so it lives forever. This is turning into a regular fiasco. I lost a V-band clamp bolt, and the turbo does not want to sit on the back flange, and I'm gonna have to pull the turbo back out again, and then maybe I can find that bolt. I do have some other V-band clamps, and I think they're probably the same, but that's not the point. If I didn't have them, I would be having to pull the turbo to look for this fucking bolt. So I think this is worse than the square bolt flange, because those, you can line up the bolts and you lower it down onto it. This is easier to undo but harder to get back on. And then that V-band clamp, the up pipes are literally into the firewall almost. So what I think of is I might get the jack up underneath the truck and see if I jack up on it, if I can like maybe tilt the motor to give myself some clearance away from the firewall to manipulate the V-band clamp. Otherwise, I think maybe the up pipes have moved and they're not sitting on the turbo correctly. I don't know. So this has turned out to be, it wasn't that much trouble to remove, but it's been a lot more of a pain to get everything back in. I don't know if this is supposed to be loose. I don't know what it is. I think it's a fuel line, and it goes up. It looks like a field drain line. Is that the drain line? No. Let's see, where's it going? Oh man. So it's, geez, I can't see. Okay. It's this line right here.
Where is it going? Looks like it comes up here. It goes, it's one of these. Yep, that's gotta be loose. Damn. I can wiggle it. Let me see if let me show you. You see that? Come on, focus, motherfucker. Can't be normal. Alright, we're getting close. We just got that in. This one, if you've never done one of these before, they're a little tricky. You kind of go like over that side and then push it down there and then pull the back of the boot and like come around it with like a little screwdriver, preferably not one with dirt on it. You don't want to put dirt in there. And then pull the boot and then get your V-band clamp. So I attempted to clean as much of this motor as possible. There's like dirt cookies over here, like an inch thick. So the turbo got cleaned, not at all. I didn't clean it at all. It wasn't that bad. But this thing was filthy. I scraped the dirt off these boots and I washed these, and I'll get to those later. Those aren't super important. My other charge pipe is pretty nasty. I might actually have an extra charge pipe, but the thing is, I'm just trying to get this thing going. So depending on how this thing runs and all that, and if it doesn't leak, and I might actually continue to try and get some more stuff done. Well, there's a lot of stuff here, like in this truck, where they have like lines that seep and leak and stuff, and they also like run really close to other things. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like down in there, and it's like this recipe for disaster. Look at that. The power steering line is sitting on top of the gearbox. Okay, so what do you think's going to happen to that line after, 400,000 miles of vibrating? So, in fact, I need to get down there and address that, because I don't need to lose my power steering. And here's like some other stuff here. You see that rag right there? That is to prevent these lines from vibrating up against the shock tower. And I don't know why they do, but maybe they've been bent. Maybe this thing's been motor swapped. It's what it looks like to me. It looks like a poor, shitty-ass motor swap. Have you ever seen a car that was swapped really bad? Like all the lines and shit touch in places. Look at this. It's vibrating here, and it's rubbing. The fitting is rubbing into the fucking line right here. And these lines aren't cheap, dude. I don't fucking like replacing high-pressure lines. So I'm gonna shove that rag in between there. It's so fucking ghetto, it's not even funny. But like, what are you gonna do? I don't have time to sit here and fuck with all these lines. So like, in my opinion, this makes these some of the most unreliable fucking vehicles waiting to fucking fail. There's just shit vibrating, touching stuff. These lines are touching stuff. They look like somebody popped the fucking thing open. What are these? Are these brake lines? Oh, that's even better, right? Fuck. So, I don't know what's going on with that. Is there a leak there already? There might be. But I've just kind of given up on this fucking truck because of how many miles it has. But yeah, those lines look like somebody popped that thing open or something. But that fucking line right there, is it a transmission line? And then the other line is sitting on top of that, dude. Well, this is just an accident waiting to fucking happen as far as I'm concerned. I mean, these things, my other truck, my 97, it's the same way too. And I'm like, did they really make these things like that? And it doesn't stop there. Look over here, if we can see down here. There's a cooler looking thing going to the back, and it's rubbing up against the radiator hose right there. I mean, just everything about how they did these things, just like, it's amazing. Like,
A bunch of the my other truck's the same way. A bunch of the like radiator hoses are rubbing on top of other stuff. You know, get lines over here, rubbing up against the box. It's just like, dude, what the freaking hell? So I'm at the point where, like, with the amount of miles this thing's got, I don't have an extra motor laying around, and I don't want to rebuild this one because it's going to be an absolute nightmare removing those right there if you ever had to. You see that? That's pretty bad. So what I really want is to just get it going and don't use it unless, like, I have a specific purpose and I need to replace it with a different truck. Use it for a garbage run truck. I don't know. I mean, 412,000 miles. I mean, you know, done quite well. I got it with 300, and I bought it during COVID, so it was like $6,000, and I've had it, 5 years. So I think actually a little over 5 years. I think I bought it in April, but anyway, doesn't matter. Point being, you got to get it back together. Hopefully, it runs okay. Hopefully, it stops leaking. Hopefully, I don't leave big, huge puddles in the driveway anymore. So, we'll see. Alright, so this has been done for like about maybe 1 day. I don't know. I've got water down in here from cleaning it out. And then we got underneath it with a trowel, a scraper, and all sorts of other stuff. And I've been scraping all the crap off the bottom of the damn thing to try and get it a little cleaner. I've got a pressure washer, but it doesn't work, and we don't have a water outlet over here that works anyways. Yeah, look at all that crap. So it looks like it could still be leaking, but I have no way to know if it's just stuff that's left over. I haven't really driven it anywhere. I went down to the Kohl's to return the turbo pedestals, and that was about it. But I don't know if you can see down in here. There's a little bit of water down there. So what I did was I took a bunch of hot water and laundry soap and just dumped it down there. I had to adjust over here because it was touching. So I've had to adjust a few times. But I'd like to get a different grill for this. This thing has cut me before. We got these big ass crows out here. Ravens. Seem to be real common. But yeah, anyway, so this stuff will cut you bad. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just afraid to really go anywhere with it because it's like at like certain times where I don't have somebody to come get me if something happens, So anyway, but it is what it is. It seems like if it's leaking, it's very little. So I can't spot anything yet. What's going on, everybody? All right, so I was up late last night trying to figure out these high pressure oil lines on the 2002 Power Stroke diesel. I don't want to replace the line. The line's not leaking. It's the snap to connect fitting, STC or whatever. I can't find anywhere any like pertinent information on rebuilding the little piece. I don't have I've tried to remove them before. I don't have anything that just like fits on. I'd probably have to make something. But it's leaking at that fitting, so it's not leaking at the hose. As far as I understand, the hose would just have a metal fitting. After reading review after review after review on Amazon of the aftermarket replacement lines popping and just all sorts of bad crap. Decided mine seeps, it leaks, it's not spraying, it just slowly leaks. I would rather have it slowly leaking than have it pop off. So these are the nasty steel braided lines where I get like the damn thing cut my wrist up. Where is that right here? Yeah, I accidentally brushed into the damn thing. So we need to figure out something on that truck. I ordered some kind of kit on Amazon. It's like a master repair kit. It doesn't come with the lines. There's like a $69 one that comes with the kit and the lines, but it comes with, like, it looks like snap to connect fittings, but everybody says they don't fit. I'm like, well, it's $35. It'll be here tomorrow, so we're just going to go ahead and try it. So that's where I'm at on that. So let's go take a look at the truck real quick. All right, so we can tell we are still leaking for sure, but you know, it's not a lot. So if I had to, or just leave it like that. Somebody was asking me to have a crack in my frame. I think they were talking about that spot right there. That's a factory weld. I don't know why they do that, but the other side should probably be the same. Let's go take a look. I do have a crack in my tire, though. Let's see. Oh, man. Yeah, you can see. They just, I don't know, it's like some... I'm not sure how the hell they do that. It's strange. Anyway, you can see we're leaking. So we'll pop the hood on this thing. Alright. Climb up here. So right down in here is where we're leaking. And it's just dripping down through here. And it's probably been leaking here. You know, it's just from overnight. For a long time. We get the fitting right here. And I don't know if the fitting is leaking on the top or the bottom. So what I'm going to have to do is just sit here and carefully run it. But I spent a lot of time cleaning this. Oh, and by the way, I think this thing just failed, so I might actually have a pigtail problem. But so the one, if we were to replace it, we would need this 90 degree and this 90 degree here. And I don't want to change anything. I just want to fix that fitting. I don't want to try any other types of lines. The hydraulic lines that they seem to sell everybody, people show them popping off on Amazon. And I don't want to spend a couple $100 on these damn lines either. And the thing is that the line is not going to give me a new fitting. So, now think about it. If it's leaking at the fitting, a new line ain't solving your problem. So, I've got the part coming to remove that. I might be able to make one, but it came with O-rings and stuff. And as long as I can repair that, I guess, what is it called? The STC, Snap to Connect, made by Eaton. I think they should have stuck to making electrical parts. Anyway, we'll see about that tomorrow when it gets here. But I'd rather have that leak and just leave it alone. I don't want to chance these Amazon lines. And plus, I don't want to change everything down here, because the way the Amazon lines, most of them work, they don't have these pre-bent elbows. Also, some people said that they cause a low oil pressure condition, but they don't have those pre-bent elbows. And so you have another AN fitting on another AN fitting, so it's just a problem. If you ask me, it's something waiting to fail. So I'm just looking to try and get this thing as reliable as possible. So
I don't know if I'm going to sell it or what I'm going to do, but I've seen there was one recently that had a little bit less miles than this. It was a year older, and they marked it at $13,000 and it said sold. I've seen all kinds of ridiculous prices. And this one's not really like in the best shape in the world. It was used as a work truck most of its life, which is, you know, I'm not like particularly nice to trucks. It had the glass headlights and all that. It's a fleet truck. Somebody added those to it. Somebody hit something there, but it's got inside the truck, it's got some rust, and then you have like stuff like this, and there's lots of dings on it. But I mean, other than that, it's not too bad, you know. I've got a gooseneck. I've got a B&W companion that fits right under there. I've never used it, but it's got all sorts of little stuff that's happened to it, you know. And the interior is not too bad. The seat's destroyed like all of them, but I found these things and they don't want to stay. In fact, they're falling apart. But yeah, I got a bunch of junk in it. A jug of oil because it loses oil. Yeah, it is what it is. All right, so I found a place that would make the hose for this locally. I don't know how many locations they have, but it's called American Hose, I think. And they have one here in town and one in Tucson. But this STC is not actually leaking. Now, I looked on my 97 truck and it actually doesn't use these. But anyway, the issue with this thing, I don't really think that the hose is bad or anything like that. I just think that this O-ring here is bad. And I think this is what they call a boss seal. You need to be really careful not to. I need to disconnect the battery actually. I'm gonna do that right now actually. Yeah, if you accidentally touch that fucking hose right here, you will be in sad fucking shape. You'll light that hose up like you wouldn't believe. Alright, let's get this battery off of here. So anyway, this place, they said, well, we can make the hose for you while you wait if you bring the old one in. I just don't want to convert to the other style fitting because I don't want to take it off the high pressure oil pump. I did finally get my check engine light to reset, but the truck started to run really choppy right before it went off, which I thought was really strange. So I still suspect a bad ICP. Get some coffee there, man. I've been dragging butt all day. My damn beard is getting so long that it's hard to work on these trucks when they're running. Because it flaps around. You're like, it's gnarly. Anyway, I guess probably not a good idea to be like Santa Claus working on cars. And then it blows into your mouth. Such is the problems. Anyway, we've disconnected the battery. So I'm just seeing a slow seeping here. So I just need this O-ring. I've got a few minutes to get over to that hydraulic place and talk to them. I don't want to take the other end of this thing off right down here. Where'd it go? Down there. It's the very bottom one. And I don't know what they would charge for an O-ring, but we'll just try and, I'm gonna go get my hook and pick set and try and carefully remove it. I do have some stuff coming in the mail from Amazon tomorrow, but if they've got it today, I'll go get it from them, send the Amazon crap back, because I'm sure a local hydraulic hose place is gonna have better O-rings. Yeah, I just need a seal. So that's what we're gonna do.
All right, we just got back from the hose place, American Hose. Got a couple O-rings. Very knowledgeable, nice people. So if this doesn't work, I'll just have the line made, and it's like $50. So they showed me all of the stuff that they use, and so yeah. The original lines aren't real big around compared to whatever, but the only reason I kind of want to keep it like this is it doesn't appear to be leaking at the STC, and if something happens, like I'm out of state, out of town, whatever, I could just go get the remover tool, pop a new line into this thing. But yeah, these are definitely a problem, these STC things. It says 06 on it. So I guess that's what it is. So I should probably stop fiddling with it before it starts leaking. Let's get this thing on here. Okay, so we get it on there. I do not like rolling the O-ring, but it's kind of hard to avoid. Again, like I said, this thing naturally wants to touch right here, so that's why you want your battery disconnected. Okay, so we're just gonna get in here and clean everything up, make sure there's no debris in here, and put our charge pipe back on, and it should be good. All right, so for those that are curious, let's see if I can zoom in and show you. So there's like a seat in there where the O-ring sits, so you want to make sure you get it nice and clean. So I went ahead and I pulled that connector because this is very slow going. This takes a while. You can't move it much, but you unplug the harness here, just pull that crap out of the way. All right, we'll be back when we're done. Okay, get everything back in there. Let's see. The fitting is down in there. We just have to keep an eye out for leakage. I'm going to clean it really good. Alright, we got check engine light again, but I disconnected the battery, so I don't know if that's why. Ooh, don't want that there. So we'll just have to get in here and see if it's leaking after a few minutes. Hopefully it's not. I can't see how it would leak considering the condition of the O-ring was bad. It was like deteriorated. It just got choppy. So usually when it did it last time, it was like, and now the check engine light went off. It's like it's going into some kind of closed loop, open loop type of thing. You know, like the OBD2 stuff. But like I have to use this to scan this. I don't think this does anything. I could try it. A lot of times too, scan tool will make the truck run really fucking weird. So I don't want to plug it in while it's running. Alright, so usually what I do, I get in here with my mirror. Let's see. Angle a little better. Do you see it? It's real hard to see on the camera, but so far. So I'll let you guys know. All right, I just took the Dorman tag off of it. So, if you own one of these, buy yourself a lifetime warranty on every fucking part. Specifically this piece of junk. I think this is my third one in 5 years. And I was getting ready to go for a test drive, and I noticed right here there was some leaking. And they used to put a metal sleeve in here, like they do here, but I don't really think it's an issue. So they're pretty easy to take out. It's like a 8mm 5/16. I think it's 5/6. 9. No. 5/16. Yes. So you just got the hose down here. But I mean, I was getting ready to test this thing and see about our leak. Come on, dude. Okay. This thing's been sitting here idling for a while. But one thing I've been noticing, I'm like, I hope I don't have more surprises, because I notice this thing gets hot fast. I'm like, shit. So, this is another common problem, that tensioner. All of them. That one there. That's not a tensioner, but it's just an idler. Alternators, bad news, crap. So, anyway, we gotta get this thing in here and then get the coolant back in it. So, should be fun. Grab yourself some needle nose pliers for the quick release. I do have clamp pliers, but I don't ever use them because I don't even remember where the hell they are. I've got one of those like squeezy deals, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I did with it. So this is how I filter out this. These things take a lot of coolant. You don't want to be changing it all the time. This stuff's only like a year or two old. So, yep. It takes a while, but you'll see. It's worth saving some money to keep the dirt out of there. It's slow. It takes quite a while. You just sit and wait. But it's getting all that crap out of it. Alright, so we got a couple of codes that are always on here. The ignition key and circuit failure, I don't know what that really amounts to. But I've never seen this chassis oil pressure switch failure. And I've never seen this U1262. This don't think it has like a CAN bus or anything really in it. But maybe. I started to look up the price of H-pop pumps, and I couldn't believe how much they were still. This damn phone. It's nuts. Do I want to drive around a truck that I paid $6,000 for in 2020 with 412,000 miles on it and continue to gamble and then have the H-pop go out and cost me $1,000 more? Like, that's fucking crazy. This phone is driving me nuts. So let me show you what happens when I start this thing. Let me see if we get a little out of sunlight here. I don't even have the key on. I can't scan this thing without the key on. Alright. Alright, let me do... God dang, dude. Okay, diagnostic. Close. Apparently it disconnected again, which is going to take forever. So you can click powertrain 1 or 2. I forget which one it is. And auto scan. You click your adapter, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There's supposed to be like predefined PIDs that it scans. Otherwise, it has to scan every single thing, so it gives you the available ECU address, and then it scans for valid PIDs. Otherwise, this can take a really long time. But Car Gauge Pro is the only thing I found that works on my 97 and this 2002 Power Stroke diesel. They use like an SAE communication format or something. Like I just tried this little scan tool here. It doesn't work. I've got another Autel that doesn't work. Okay, save PIDs list. I've already done this before, but I'm just like, and it just it doesn't seem to be responding. All right, let's see if we can. We have the powertrain 1280. Injection control pressure out of range. Whoa. Okay, now when we start it, it doesn't want to start either, by the way. So we need to cycle the key and let the glow plugs heat up. And the engine light has never been on until I started doing all this work. So that's another interesting thing. To me, I don't think that's a coincidence. So let's see if Car Gauge Pro can do. Oh yeah, it'll do device information too. I forgot about that, but the key on engine running will like almost always produce some kind of funny thing. Now see, it just went off. And you heard how it idled up? But so on cranking I'm getting a low input. And I'm not sure if maybe I just need to change the oil or something. There is that possibility that it could actually be that the ICP sensor, I think, could be going bad. But if that high pressure oil pump is going bad, like the cheapest I've been able to find something like that is on eBay with ones that like you have no idea what you're getting. And for me, like we're looking at having to move at some point soon, and like I just really want something reliable that I don't have to worry about because I have 3 kids. I don't want to have to I'm not 20 years old driving around some car that if it breaks down on the side of the road, it ain't a big deal, you know. I need reliability. I don't care about going fast. I don't care about any of that crap anymore. I wouldn't be doing it in a truck in the first place, but yeah, I just need something with a little bit more reliability. And if that pump wasn't that much money, you know, if it was priced like it should be, like somewhere around $200, it wouldn't be a big deal. But then you go on O'Reilly's website and you look on their page and you can read the reviews. That thing's 2-star rated for the supposedly new one. It's not even a reman, it's a new one, and they're like, people put it in, it fails immediately, like they've put them together wrong. They leak out the back. Anyway, I don't know. So I'm just trying to get this truck sorted to where it doesn't leak, and get it cleaned up underneath a little bit better. And I don't know, I think I really do want to get rid of it. I mean, I like diesel trucks and everything like that, but I've been working on this thing for like a week now, every day, a couple hours, and I've had my fun with the truck. I've put 100,000 miles on it, and it's starting to get what I think is noisier, starting to sound more clacky, in my opinion. And this thing could have freaking rod knock, and I wouldn't know because it's so damn noisy, you know? Like, now I don't have exhaust on this truck. I have exhaust all the way up to where the muffler was. And then I took it off because it sounds better and it's really not that loud. So it's basically straight piped. And I'll show you. Put the window down, you can probably hear it better. So when you put the muffler on, you hear none of that. You don't hear the turbo at all. I mean, just barely. But I think if I put the turbo or the muffler back on it, the motor is going to be like noisy. So anyway, but I just don't understand why when I start it now I get a check engine light immediately, and then after a couple of minutes it goes off. And after I did the turbo pedestal and all that stuff, I cleaned everything with water really good. This was like maybe now going on 3 days ago, and I went to go test drive it, drove down the road, and the truck died on me. It started running on a couple of cylinders. So then I tried to restart it, and it attempted to start. So after a few minutes, I got it to restart, and I drove it back home because it was just really close by. And then it died when I pulled into the driveway. So after that, I pulled the harness and stuff and found maybe a little bit of water and oil in the injector glow plug harness. So I just assumed that was what it was. Well, then once I got it running again, I had a check engine light the entire time. So I went and put the 470 ohm resistor in the EBPV connector. But I don't think this is a California emissions truck. So I don't know if we have a way to scan this thing. I don't know what the U network is. That's interesting. So we can clear all the faults. Successfully cleared. So this uses the SAE J1850 PWM protocol, which most scan tools do not support. That's the problem. It says 13.1 volts. That doesn't
update real fast. So all in all, like, Car Gauge Pro is like the only thing that works. Here's live data. And you need to import the PID list. Here's 750 Okay, this is probably like import complete. Where's it at? So you can click on these, I guess. All these are whatever one you want to see. Okay, so from the bottom here, VSS fail. So it's all in alphabetical order. So we'll try to select injector pressure. I don't know if any of these there's also multiple like things on here that don't make sense, like double this, double that. Check that one. So we click OK. Then we get like whatever we get here. See, one engine temperature thing is wrong. Fuel pump duty cycle. Injector pressure, it says 608. We give it. I'm at 2,500 RPM. That's $3,000. I don't know if that's normal or not. I don't know how accurate this thing is. I feel like the truck is acting a little funky anyway. Might just have dirty ass oil, you know. Anyway, guys, I don't know what to do with this thing, and I just wanted to show you though the app again. It's Car Gauge Pro. Seems to work with my old Elm 327, so maybe it'll work for you.